Welcome back, Newmarket High School students, and congratulations on almost being at the end of your high school career. We are so excited in Guidance to help support you and encourage you as you make some of the most amazing, maybe even difficult decisions regarding your career and all the continued learning opportunities that await you. It is important that you start planning for some of the meetings that we will be having together virtually. So we have put together a quick outline of some of the dates when you can expect some of the important information to be uploaded onto the website so that you can access it. So today on Thursday, October the 1st, you will find this information session, which will include scholarship information. And you will also find a second presentation, university pathway information, that Mr. Ward will be doing, uploaded onto the Newmarket High School website under the Guidance tab. At this point, many of you have already received your CCSs. CCSs are your credit counseling summaries that have been distributed in homeroom or in your other Block 2 classrooms, or have even been emailed to you. If you have yet to receive a CCS, which is an outline of all your academic history here at high school, please do not hesitate to reach out to your guidance counselor via email so that we can get it sent out to you. We know that after today's presentation with me and after Mr. Ward's presentation regarding university pathway and research, many of you are going to have follow-up questions. And in Guidance, we really want to have an opportunity to connect with you and give you a platform to ask us questions that are outside of just making a guidance appointment and having that one-on-one session, which we still do welcome, of course. In order to do that and to facilitate that, we have already pre-booked on Thursday, October 6th and the 21st for Cohort B during your lunchtime, a Google Meet session. So on those two dates, Cohort B, you will be virtually learning at home. And during your lunch, you are welcome to join us for any follow-up questions that you might have from either of these presentations. Cohort A, your days are October the 7th and October 22nd. Guidance will be hosting follow-up Google Meets in which, again, you can ask questions on the days you are at home virtually learning. If you potentially might be interested in apprenticeship, a workplace placement, or a college program, whether it be a diploma or a degree college program, we will be uploading our presentation for those pathways onto the Newmarket High School website on Wednesday, October 21st. So please stay tuned. After those presentations, we will also offer pathway interested students follow-up Google Meets after that day, and we will make sure to let you know via gaps when those days will be coming. For those of you who have decided to apply to a college or have decided to apply to a university, or maybe even both, Guidance will be presenting how to apply for both the OCAS applicant, and that is Ontario College Application Services, or the OUAC applicant, which is the Ontario University Application Centre, on Thursday, November 19th. We will likely also have follow-up Google Meets after those days, and we'll ensure that all that information is out via gaps as the dates get closer. Now, here are two of the most important deadlines I know most of you are interested in knowing, so mark these in your phones right now. January 15th, 2021 is the deadline to apply to a university in Ontario through OUAC. And February 1st, 2021 is the deadline to apply to a college through OCAS for equal consideration. As a side note here, I would like to strongly advise all students that they also put in a reminder in their phones approximately 1 week before these dates. And that is when you should really be aiming to get your applications completed and submitted by. In the past, we have had students who report technology issues, especially as the deadline gets closer, and all our students who might have been waiting until the end to make some final decisions get onto the same platform, there are Wi-Fi or connectivity issues that might prevent you from handing in your application on time. And so we strongly encourage all of our Newmarket High School students to try and get their applications in at least a week before on either of these dates. At this point, Newmarket High School has tentatively agreed on a grad photo day, and so mark this in your calendars as well. November 23rd to November 30th is when grad photos will possibly be taking place. And in the past, our sitting fee for that was approximately $30. So please make sure that you are continuing to check the Newmarket High School website for any updates on the homepage regarding any of those grade 12 milestones you don't want to miss. Now, this is what your CCS would have looked like that you received the other day. It is important that you go through your credit counseling summary thoroughly. Check the number of community hours you have received. Is it accurate? Do you have 40 hours and over? If you don't have 40 hours, what is the plan to receive the rest of your community hours in order to meet graduation requirements? Number 2, ensure you have successfully completed the literacy requirement. If this section here does not say successfully completed, this section here, if it does not say successfully completed, what is the plan? Are you currently enrolled in an Ontario literacy course, or have you spoken to your guidance counselor about the possibility of rewriting the test this spring? Number 3, take a look at all the credits you've earned. Check to ensure that you have all the compulsory, so this little box down here, check to ensure you have earned all the compulsory and elective credits you think you have earned to date. If you are planning on achieving more credits next semester, so you'll see all the courses here that you are currently enrolled in, if you add this number of courses and the ones that you are currently enrolled in, it should amount to 30 or higher. You do need to have 30 credits in order to graduate, and it is important that you are tracking your courses to make sure that you are on track to meet those requirements by June 2021. So here in a simpler format is again the requirements for an Ontario Secondary School Diploma: 18 compulsory courses, 12 elective courses, the successful completion of the literacy requirement, and 40 hours of community involvement. If you are looking for community involvement opportunities, again, our biggest resource is neighborhoodnetwork.ca. They do an amazing job of vetting all the different organizations that are non-for-profit, posting them on their website, and they do have many virtual opportunities available if that is what is of interest to you. Submitting your community involvement forms. Please don't forget that paper copies of the forms are available in guidance. If you are here for your face-to-face learning, stop by guidance and pick one up whenever you can. Once the form is filled out and signed off, you can please bring it back to guidance, and we will make sure after it's put in the bin that we input it and that the records reflect all the different community involvement hours you have completed. Please also ensure you've read the back of the form, which discusses what type of activities are eligible and what type of activities are ineligible. We are always looking to help our community by having our hours in non-for-profit organizations. If you are unsure, please reach out to your guidance counselor via email or book an appointment to have a discussion. We will be releasing information on grades and all identifying information like your first and last name and your Ontario education number using a secure transmission to OUAC and to OCAS. If you have any concerns about this information being shared, please make an appointment with your guidance counselor so it can be discussed. If you are a student that is identified and has exceptionalities, that means you might have a CERT and an IEP, please don't hesitate to reach out to your guidance counselor to see if there is anything that could help support you in post-secondary. In the past, quite a few universities and most of the colleges, 99% of the colleges actually do offer some amazing access to services and academic accommodations and assistive technology to help support students with IEPs transition into the post-secondary setting. So one of the best websites for you or your parents to visit right now is transitionsresourceguide.ca. That will help you begin the navigating process. But again, please reach out to your CERT and/or make a guidance appointment with your counselor to discuss some of the things that you might require at post-secondary. Your NHS guidance counselors this year are myself, Ms. Perrin. There is Ms. Bodden, who will be helping students with the surnames that begin with GI to I. Mr. Ward will be supporting students whose surnames go from J to Q. And Ms. Kalea will be supporting the students with the surnames R to Z. What is new this year is that we are taking virtual appointments now. You can book your appointment on Teach Assist. So please feel free to book an appointment with a guidance counselor that is in your alpha and for the time and date that best suits you. We do not want you coming into the school on a day when it's not your cohort for safety protocol and health measures. So if you would like to have a face-to-face appointment, which is fine, we do 100% prefer that you book that appointment on a day when you are in the building for face-to-face learning. If you do not want to do a face-to-face appointment, we are also happy to call you over the phone. You can email us with a desired phone number or we will provide you with a Google Meet. Since all of you will now be checking your emails because of us going virtually and having to access your GAPS accounts all the time, it is also imperative that you look at the professional email address you will be providing to the applications and to the universities and colleges for admission purposes. Guidance will be communicating with you through your GAPS email account, but at some point you will have to give out a professional email when you are accessing information with the different post-secondary institutions. Remember, if you are unsure if your email is professional or not, please check it with a parent, and they will probably be very honest as to whether or not that is something that is appropriate. On to scholarship information. What is a scholarship? A scholarship is a sum of money that is awarded to you to help you finance your post-secondary institutions and your education purposes. Quite often, the funds are directly deposited to the post-secondary institution, so it will pay off tuition. Other times, it's given to the student directly, so the student can choose to put it towards books or residence and or other fees. Scholarships is money that you do not have to pay back. There are many different types of scholarships and awards, so I want to be able to go through some of them. So entrance scholarships are scholarships that are automatic. Each university will have and college will have a different table that will outline a grade point average and the amount the entrance scholarship is worth. So for example, you might have Windsor University saying if you apply to their psychology program and you have an average of 80 to 84.5, you will automatically receive $500 entrance scholarship. Please make sure that when you are doing your research, create a record, create an organizer for yourself in which you are recording information like this, because if there is a large monetary difference, it might help you make your decisions when different offers start rolling in the spring. A merit scholarship is normally only based on academics and is simply for the highest mark. School-nominated scholarships are also available, and there are 5 that I will speak to a little later on in the presentation, and I will name them by upcoming due date. The Rand Scholars Program, U of T National Scholars, the Queen's Chancellors, Schulich, and Western. Okay, and I'll talk to that a little later. Athletic scholarships. Athletic scholarships can quite often be in Canada or in the US. When there is an athletic scholarship in the works, normally parents and coaches from the post-secondary university are also involved. Okay. If an award you look up has the word bursaries or grants in it, normally this indicates that it's based on financial need. Again, these awards do not need to be repaid. Newmarket High School is also one of the very few and lucky schools to have a wonderful set of alumni and a wonderful community that continues to support our graduates. And so Newmarket High School does have high school awards. These awards will be available to our grade 12 students in the spring of 2021, so typically at the end of March or the beginning of April. Who else can offer different scholarships and awards? Other than the post-secondary institutions and different schools, quite often your employers or your parents' employers can offer scholarship opportunities, and that's a good place to look and do some research. Different companies, so for example, the bank institution that your parents use or you use might offer different scholarship opportunities for people who are members. Charitable organizations or associations might also offer scholarships. Governments, institutions and organizations, and different religious organizations. It is important that you are doing your research and looking at different scholarships that might be available to you. Different scholarship myths busted. You must be a high academic achiever or have an amazing talent to win scholarships. This is not true. Lots of scholarships are not based on the highest mark or are called merit scholarships. Some scholarships might be based on giving back to a community, being a good leader, or initiating something that helped your community or the people around you. Number 2, there is a scholarship season. This is also untrue. Different scholarships have different due dates from now all the way until the end of August. So it is important that you continue to research scholarships and see which ones might be appealing to you. Number 3, applying to scholarships with a small award amount is not worth the time and effort. This is not true. Small amounts of money will also add up. Sometimes a scholarship might only be worth $300 or $500, but when tuition costs are what they are, any amount of money that you can help contribute to lowering those costs is time well spent. Number 4, scholarships are only for those students attending university. False. There are many different scholarship opportunities for students undergoing all different pathways. Colleges have a whole section for scholarship opportunities, which I'll show you later on, and apprenticeship and workplaces can also offer internship or scholarship opportunities. Number 5, millions of scholarship dollars go unclaimed. This is untrue. Most scholarships are given to somebody. So it is important that you do your research and decide whether an application meets the criteria of what you have. Do your scholarship research. Scholarshipscanada.com is a fabulous place to start your scholarships research and decide whether or not the scholarship and the criteria matches your skills and talents. Start your research now. Like I said earlier, there is no scholarship season. There are scholarships and awards that are due in October, and it is important that you start doing this research now so that you are not missing out on any potential financial assistance. After scholarships.com, it is important that you go to the next two websites. So one is for universities and one is for colleges. At ontariouniversitiesinfo.ca, if you click on Finance, Fees and Scholarships, it will take you to a bunch of different scholarship opportunities, and you can even search those scholarships by school. And so once you get there, you can click on more information and be able to find out all the different criteria and requirements necessary to apply for that scholarship. At ontariocolleges.ca, it's a very similar process. Once you go to that website, you will be able to click on financial assistance, scholarships, bursaries, grants, and loans, and be able to do more research on all the different scholarships that are available. Make sure you're an appropriate candidate. So if you're well-rounded, you have strong academics, a number of community involvement hours, different extracurricular activities, and or have played a leadership role in different organizations, this makes you well-rounded. Or if you have specific skills, maybe you have strengths in the following area: essay writing, multimedia, math, science and technology, athletics, public speaking, or employment. Look for scholarships that will play on any of the areas that you think are your strength. Please remember to complete your own scholarship research and complete your own application too. Try to remain motivated through the application process. Quite often, once you complete one application, it is easy to complete any applications that come after that, as many of them ask for similar questions or a similar area in which you record all the things that you have achieved. Make sure you get feedback from family or mentors, teachers, and counselors prior to submitting an application. A second set of eyes can really help you edit your paper or offer you valuable feedback or insights on something that could be improved. Make sure you have a clean social media account. Your online reputations matter. Both scholarship organizations and post-secondary institutions can you look you up on social media, and anything you have posted there is now going to be visible. How can the guidance department help you? A copy of the scholarship report will be emailed to your GAPS account bi-monthly. It will be a very useful resource. We are hoping out that the first scholarship report will be emailed to you in the next week or two. So please keep your eye out on your GAPS emails. Or you can meet with your guidance counselor to review your application, have your guidance counselor write you a reference letter, or prepare for an interview. Please do not hesitate to reach out and make an appointment with your guidance counselor if you need any scholarship support at all. Before you apply, plan ahead. Check the scholarship timeline and do your research. Prepare your resume. Order transcripts. Please make sure that you allow at least 48 hours for transcripts. Transcripts are only official when they are on proper transcript paper. In order to order a transcript, you can either send your guidance counselor an email and we will forward it to Ms. Presley, or stop by guidance and ask Ms. Presley to order a transcript. And again, please only come in on the day it is your cohort. Requesting a letter of recommendation from a teacher, a community member, or your guidance counselor. It is important that you give these people at least 2 weeks notice so that they can draft something up that will be effective and a positive for your application. Make an appointment with your guidance counselor to review your progress. We are happy to have you bring in resumes, rough drafts, letters of recommendation, anything that you think you would like us to review in order to make sure that your application for a scholarship is the best that it could possibly be. Please make sure you have researched your scholarship. Google it. Look it up. What are the requirements? What's the eligibility? Do you meet the criteria? What's the due date? These are all important factors that you should be aware of before you make a guidance appointment. All right. Now, there are 5 Ontario, some of them national actually, nominated scholarships that our Newmarket High School students will have an opportunity to put their name forward if they would like to represent Newmarket High School. So the first one is the Loran Scholars Program and the University of Toronto. Those are both due in the month of October, and I'll be speaking to those in a moment. Queen's University is due in December, so please be aware that we will be accepting applications for that nomination likely at the end of the month. Western National Scholarship and Schulich Leader Scholarship will be due in the new year, so guidance will be accepting applications for those nominations likely in January 2021. So if you are interested in being nominated for the Loran Scholars and the University of Toronto National Scholarship, please be aware that already on the Newmarket High School webpage under guidance, the application for interested students is already posted. Please fill out the cover page and create your own summary of activity chart and submit all of that via email by Thursday, October 6th at 3 p.m. Once we've received all the packages, the school committee will review all the different packages and select our student nominations for both awards. Please also keep in mind that the Loran Scholar does have a direct pool factor. So that means you do not need to be nominated by our school in order to put an application in for Loran. So my advice for all students is to actually complete the Loran application and have it ready to go so that you can apply to direct pool irregardless if you are nominated or not. So again, Queen's will be available probably by the end of October, and Western and Schulich will be available next year. And that's it for our introduction and welcome to Newmarket High School and for our scholarship section. I hope you all have a great day, and I look forward to meeting you during the Google Meets we will be having next week if you do have any questions. Have a great day, guys.